Welcome to this video on how to change your life with the law of assumption. The principles we will discuss today are based on the teachings of Neville Goddard, a prominent figure in the world of spirituality and personal development. In this video, we will explore what the law of assumption is, how it works, and how you can apply it to transform your life. Part I. What is the law of assumption? Before we dive into the details of how to apply the law of assumption, let's first understand what it is. The law of assumption is a principle that states that our assumptions create our reality. In other words, what we assume to be true about ourselves and the world around us will manifest in our lives. Neville Goddard, who popularized this concept, believed that our assumptions shape our experiences and that we have the power to change our assumptions and therefore change our reality. According to Goddard, everything in our lives, whether good or bad, is a result of our assumptions. For example, if you assume that you are not good enough to achieve success in your career, you will likely struggle to reach your goals. However, if you assume that you are capable of success, you will be more likely to take the necessary steps to achieve it. Part 2. How does the law of assumption work? To understand how the law of assumption works, we must first recognize that our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality. The law of assumption takes this concept a step further by stating that our assumptions, which are beliefs that we take for granted, are the most powerful force in determining our experiences. According to Goddard, our assumptions are like seeds that we plant in our minds, which will eventually grow into the experiences we have. If we assume that we are unworthy of love, for example, we will likely attract relationships that reinforce this belief. On the other hand, if we assume that we are deserving of love, we will attract relationships that reflect this belief. The law of assumption works through the power of our imagination. When we imagine something, we are creating a mental image of it in our minds. If we persist in holding on to that mental image and assuming that it is already a reality, our subconscious mind will start to believe it and work towards making it a reality in our lives. For example, if you imagine yourself in a successful career and assume that it is already a reality, your subconscious mind will start to work towards making it happen. You may start to notice opportunities that were previously invisible to you, or you may find yourself taking actions that lead you toward your desired career. Part 3. How to apply the law of assumption. Now that we understand what the law of assumption is and how it works, let's explore how to apply it in our lives. The law of assumption involves 3 main steps. Step 1. Identify your desires. The first step in applying the law of assumption is to identify your desires. What is it that you want to manifest in your life? It could be a better job, a loving relationship, better health, or financial abundance. Whatever it is, it's important to be clear about what you want. To identify your desires, ask yourself the following questions. What would make me truly happy? What do I want to achieve in my life? What kind of person do I want to become? Take some time to reflect on these questions and write down your answers. This will help you get clear about your desires and make them more real in your mind. Step 2. Assume the feeling of already having what you want. The second step in applying the law of assumption is to assume the feeling of already having what you want. This is the key to making the law of assumption work. Assuming the feeling of already having what you want means that you imagine yourself in the desired state and feel the emotions that come with it. For example, if you desire to have a loving relationship, you would imagine yourself in that relationship and feel the love and happiness that comes with it. To assume the feeling, you can use visualization techniques. Visualize yourself in the desired state and make the scene as vivid as possible. Use all your senses to make it feel real. You can also use affirmations to help you assume the feeling. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself to reinforce your desired belief. For example, if you desire to have financial abundance, you can repeat affirmations such as "I am wealthy and prosperous," or "money flows easily and abundantly into my life." Step 3. Persist in your assumption. The third and final step in applying the law of assumption is to persist in your assumption. This means that you must continue to hold on to the feeling of already having what you want, even if your current reality seems to contradict it. Persisting on your assumption requires patience and faith. You must trust that your assumption will manifest in your reality, even if it doesn't happen immediately. You must also be willing to take action toward your desire, while still holding on to the feeling of already having it. For example, if you desire to have a successful career, you can start taking action toward it by networking, applying for jobs, and developing your skills. But at the same time, you must continue to assume the feeling of already having a successful career. This will help you stay motivated and focused on your goal. Part IV. Common misconceptions about the law of assumption. Now that we have discussed how to apply the law of assumption, let's address some common misconceptions about it. Misconception 1. The law of assumption is just wishful thinking. Some people believe that the law of assumption is just wishful thinking, and that it ignores the importance of taking action toward one's goals. However, this is not true. The law of assumption does not suggest that you can simply wish for something and expect it to happen. It requires action, effort, and persistence. The law of assumption works by aligning your thoughts and beliefs with your desires, which in turn motivates you to take action toward them. It's not enough to simply imagine your desired reality. You must also take action toward making it happen. Misconception 2. The law of assumption ignores the role of external factors. Another common misconception about the law of assumption is that it ignores the role of external factors in shaping our reality. Some people believe that our circumstances and environment play a bigger role in determining our experiences than our thoughts and beliefs. However, the law of assumption does not suggest that external factors do not exist or that they do not influence our reality. It simply suggests that our assumptions and beliefs are the most powerful force in shaping our experiences. For example, if you assume that your environment is limiting and that you cannot achieve your goals because of it, then you will likely struggle to make progress. But if you assume that your environment is not a limitation and that you can find a way to overcome it, then you will be more likely to find solutions and make progress towards your goals. In conclusion, the law of assumption is a powerful principle that can help you transform your life. By assuming the feeling of already having what you want, you can align your thoughts and beliefs with your desires and motivate yourself to take action toward them. To apply the law of assumption, you must first identify your desires, then assume the feeling of already having them, and persist in your assumption. It requires patience, faith, and effort, but the rewards can be significant. Remember, the law of assumption is not a joke. It is a serious concept that requires commitment and dedication. But if you apply it consistently and persistently, you can create the life you desire. Thank you for watching this video on how to change your life with the law of assumption. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to share them in the comment section below. And if you found this video helpful, please like and share it with your friends and family. Remember, you have the power to shape your reality. So start assuming the feeling of already having what you want and watch your life transform before your eyes.